Guys, I gotta warn you, watch out next time you leave your house. Okay, check behind the corners, because if you see some girl or even guy staring at you from afar, if you even think so, it's a yandere. Because little did you know, yanderes are actually real, I guess. Today we are back on the topic of real life yandere girls, and it's something I still find really interesting, and I don't get how it works. But again, I found this subreddit called r/yandere, and there's quite a few posts on there of people telling their IRL yandere stories, and they were actually very, very recent. You guys may remember me doing this back when I had my green hair still, so it's been a while. But I thought we could revisit it and read some of these stories to see how creepy they are, all right? Like, you guys know how I feel about Yandere Simulator. I love Yandere Simulator. I think in stories, yanderes are great. It's an interesting character because it's interesting to see someone that's so obsessed with something that they will do anything, and it makes for some really interesting plots. I can't even say that word seriously anymore. Notice I said stories. Let's keep it into stories. Yandere shouldn't be a thing that you are proud to be. This subreddit kind of is like a place for like yandere fan art and kind of stuff, which they do that, but I don't know if it's literally meant for people that identify as yandere or yandere. I could say it more Japanese like, but I'm too lazy. But I know it's yandere, okay? So for some, this is a safe haven for yanderes. Well, let's learn more about this one. I found this subreddit today, and I see no better way to introduce myself to the niche community than throwing a wall of text at whoever stumbles across this post. So here we go. My second attempt at getting a yandere girlfriend. No, so it's your second attempt. So you want to be senpai? Like, you're trying to be somebody senpai? This is kind of actually really terrifying. Disclaimer, I'm not making fun of these people, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous that you would want to actually be with a yandere girl or be considered a yandere, because that's not a good thing at all. I think people forget what yandere actually means. It basically means that you're psychotic. It may not necessarily mean you want to murder people, but you could, because that's what psycho people do. So if you're gonna say you're yandere, you're basically saying, hey, I'm actually psycho. Like, that's literally what you're saying. And that's kind of scares me, all right? As it should. It should scare you. So it's their second attempt, all right? I mean, I would like to see their first as well, but apparently it was miscalculated. As such, to protect her identity, I will call her just that, second, not a reference to Future Diary. Oh, so you know what Future Diary is, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. I transferred to the school rather early in the school year. Only about 3 weeks in, I was coming from a different state, which gave me the advantage of nobody knowing my previous failure in my first attempt. So they ended up moving, and they got basically a reset on their life, and thank God, because they had a failed attempt. What is a failed attempt at trying to find a yandere girlfriend? I would legit, like, I really want to know what happened now. Also, second disclaimer, guys, this is not okay. I'm just amused at the fact that people say that they are this, okay? I don't even know if I believe it. I shouldn't have to say it, but yanderes are fictional. It's not a thing you should try to be, all right? Is basically what I'm trying to say, which I should not have to say that. Let's keep it in the video game. I found second within days of my arrival. She both stood out and blended in with the rest of the students. She was extremely quiet, even too quiet, perhaps. After doing a bit of online research to find her name, I also found that she transferred to the school only a week before me, and as such did not have the time to establish connections with others. Her old school was apparently bad with passwords, and as I found all sorts of information, such as her track team records within hours, this labeled her to be a prime candidate as a target of my affection, for better or worse. Are you, what is wrong with you? So you're coming online to admit that you've invaded people's privacy. Are you sure you're not the yandere? I'm a little confused on that part. I decided to lay back on the stalking aspect, as that was my main reason for failure for the previous time. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. As such, my first move was to strike up a conversation during PE. The reply I got to a greeting, and I quote, I am so sorry if I'm bothering you. I can go away if you wish. I was a bit taken aback by the response, but recovering in time to assure her that she is definitely not bothering me. After a bit of online stalking and detective work, I found that second was being bullied in her old school. Quite surprising considering she has no social media accounts and does not talk to people in real life, and that it was the primary reason for her transfer. A couple of weeks later, I started walking with second from class to class. We have an almost identical schedule, mostly in silence, but sometimes speaking about classwork. It is important to point out that at the time, I was still the only person she trusted enough to hold a conversation that lasts over 10 seconds with. This is creepy. Kind of beware, to be honest. Like, you might have some kid that's in your school that might seem normal, but they're yanderes. Guys, here's a statistic that I did not just make up. Did you know that 1 in every 3 person is a yandere? Did you know that? That's real statistics. I still don't know if I forced myself to like her or if I had fallen in love with her naturally. Either way though, she's now meant something to me, and that alone was a reason enough to continue the endeavor. A couple more weeks passed and I asked if we could sit together at lunch. She used to sit at the table with the other Asian kids and read in silence. Was she Asian? I don't remember you mentioning that. To which she immediately agreed second, never bought food before, so I made sandwiches for her for around a week, and after which she started returning the favor by bringing me cookies on a daily basis. The relationship was starting off strong, even if a bit bland. So I just gotta get this straight. You're looking for a yandere girlfriend. How do you even do that? Do you just like stand in the middle of a field or something, and you just wait until you see some weird girl behind like a tree? There she is. Or is this more of a thing where they're gonna find the girl and then convert her to be a yandere? They're gonna teach them how to do that. Anyway, let's continue on. It was now late October when I asked Second out to the school dance. I mainly did it out of politeness, not expecting her to accept the offer, as she did not like social events. She did, of course, accept. Why wouldn't she? Given how unprepared I was. Surprise, surprise. The event went about as good as I thought it was gonna go. We just stood awkwardly in the corner while the DJ was blasting Despacito. Wow. That's kind of funny. We helped ourselves to some candy though for free, which was the first crime we committed together, but it won't be the last. Like, all right, is that what you're trying to say? Well, I'm getting like Death Note vibes. I feel like we should have some Death Note music in the background. I swear, if you tell me you found a Death Note in your school, you're gonna lose all credibility. The best thing to come out of the event, however, was not the free candy, it was a picture of us awkwardly standing together, but together nonetheless. That picture was the primary fuel for my obsession with Second, as it would be months until we took another one, given how reserved she was. It really sounds like you are the yandere. I'm really getting those vibes. I don't think you know that. Maybe you don't know that you are. During the year, I was denying her any friends. That's so messed up. What? To prevent her from being taken away from me. All but one, a semi-popular Asian girl with a rotten personality. That girl had a whole cult of followers, meaning she would have little or no time for Second. The plan was to let her see that I am the only one that could be trusted and that she is completely meaningless to others. The plan worked perfectly. She tried to cling on the vile friendship, but to no effect, as Asian bad word. Wow. Had bigger priorities. Second eventually gave up trying to communicate with others, leaving her all to me. I may sound like a horrible person for this, a psycho, and perhaps I am, kinda are, but I assure you that all I did was for Second's good, even if she did not realize it yet. That's exactly what a yandere would say. Honey, that's the reason why I chained you up to the chair. You just don't realize it is for your own good, but honey, you don't know what's good for you, okay? Fast forward to November 24th. We had badminton and PE. It was a perfect opportunity to move along with our relationship. As Second was on a competitive badminton team, again, I have no idea how, seeing as she does not talk to people. I pretended to be bad at the game, and later that day praised her on her skills. She timidly accepted my compliments, but it visibly cheered her up. Seeing as she was in a good mood, I took the chance and asked her to help me improve in badminton. So you're like, are you saying you're good at badminton? Or like, they're like amazing at it, they're just pretending, which is, it's really messed up. Like they're trying to calculate everything. She agreed without much hesitation. We started going out to practice every 2 or 3 days. Around Christmas time on a fateful day, it was too windy to practice, so we ended up walking around the school without much reason. While I was observing the camera layout of the school. Oh my god, you've been playing too much Yandere Simulator. Where did Megami put those cameras? The very next day, we gathered up things and decided to break into the school. Oh, you just nonchalantly decided that, okay. So now she's your partner in crime? I mean, you guys stole candy, but now you're breaking into the school. I taught her how to pick a lock, and we walked in through one of the back gates near the dumpsters. Our school is basically just a fence-off field with independent shacks and walkways around the place. We wandered around without purpose and headed back out in less than half an hour, but the significance of the day was not to break in, it was the fact that we now met up after school for fun. We were dating. This is couple goals. It is. Sitting around or in the school playing chess was now a common activity for us. One day it was very cold, so I put my arm around a Second to warm her up. She forgot her coat. It was rather windy at the time too, so when she leaned on my shoulder, her hair blew in my face. It was the best thing I had physically ever felt. Even to this day, I'm not going to go into detail how nice her hair was. as I could write a whole book on the topic. I just imagined the best-selling title, Second's Hair. We would now meet up to 4 times a week, and chess was just an activity to pass time. When the main purpose of the meetings was to adore each other, I revealed to Second how I learned so much about her, and she was not in the very least creeped out. In fact, she was amazed how skilled I was, and she wanted to learn how to online stalk her classmates. That's normal, right? No, it is not much of a teachable skill, but I did show her some websites to help finding a person's criminal record, and from that, their address to remember the moment we took another picture together in the same place as the original, but this time with professional camera I bought just in case. It turned out close to the original as intended, but now standing confidently holding hands. Within days of the incident, I received news from an informant, from InfoChan. You are playing too much. You gotta stop playing the Yandere Simulator. Yes, I pay people to give information. I'm that pathetic. And Second apparently has pictures of me on her phone that she took without me knowing. Oh, whoa. They just grow up so fast. She's learning to be Yandere. And apparently she stares at it in class. So you really are teaching her to be Yandere. I confronted Second about it later that day, saying that I will gladly provide her with pictures of myself if she so desires, and that they will look much better if I actually look at the camera when they are taken. She seemed a bit surprised by how fast I found out. That's because you're a Jonin ninja. A Jonin Naruto Yandere ninja. I just picture them being so smooth and slick, you know? They just know exactly what to say. They have everything 2000 IQ figured out in their heads. They know where the cameras are, alright? They're writing the books on the hair, picking the locks, informants. I mean, they got it all figured out. Watch out, John Wick. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but she did not say a thing. I also asked for a picture of her in return, which she provided. It is the cutest thing ever. Aw, in which Second is balancing a badminton birdie on her head. One day I found a sticky note taped to my apartment door, reading that she will be on a short-term vacation with her family to celebrate the Lunar New Year. It is important to point out that I never told her where I lived. Yeah. You never told, my god. The note was indeed from Second, as I can easily tell her handwriting apart from others because I've analyzed it all with my IQs. She also confirmed it over with text as well, I guess through text message. Now this happened on February 2nd, less than a week ago. She will be returning this weekend. This has been my story. Everything said above is completely true. They are claiming that this is true. Whether either of us qualifies as Yandere, I am not sure, but one thing I am sure about is that this is going to be a heck of fun year. My love for Second is unconditionally strong, and I suspect the same can be said about her, proving that my second attempt at a girlfriend has been successful and that hopefully there will not be a third. There's an update. But wait. Before we continue on with the update, because I actually want to know, if you thought that story was scary, read some of these replies. That was a great story. Very interesting to read. Good luck on your relationship though. Keep all the updates coming if you don't mind. See, I mean, it's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll give them that. But like, I'm not encouraging that. It's like, you shouldn't be manipulating people, all right? Dang, I really didn't think something like this would really happen IRL. I wish you the best anyway. I'm too lazy to be Yandere, so I enjoy the exploits of others. So you want to be Yandere, but I'm just too lazy. I could be, all right? I could be 2000 IQ as well. Lucky man you are. Well, lucky is an understatement, okay? Jesus, like, I'm just concerned. I don't think this is like something that should be embraced. It's just kind of scary, to be honest, that people are actually like this. Yandere tips. You want to find yourself a Yandere girlfriend? Snapchat apparently is not the social media to be using. I would suggest looking for that one quiet girl in class that does not talk to anyone and has no social media. Feel free to use my story as a guide. I get this picture of them coming out with the Yandere course. Like, you know, you see those YouTube ads or the ads on Instagram. Did you live in another state before and your first Yandere attempt failed? Well, good news, all right? I have created the perfect course. I guarantee you or your money back, okay? Within 3 months, you will have yourself a Yandere girlfriend. They will believe that everyone in their life is horrible and mean to them and no one loves them. And they will only want you. Does that sound amazing? Well, sign up for my course. yanderesonly.com. It was now late February, around the 26th or 27th. She was finished with the makeup work and her schedule returned to normal, so I guess she left, right? She had to make up her work for school. Her first major interaction with others this year without my direct control happened that day at the school band concert. We were casually playing chopsticks to kill time. During preparation hours, now people are well aware that me and Second are together. It is often a matter of jokes, as Second is the one quiet girl from class that refuses to say anything more than hello to strangers. You know, that one. And I am sort of the school meme. Being the only Russian kid on campus, we do not appear to be the particularly good couple candidates to the outsiders, as some might put it. But most of the time, those jokes are made behind our back and do not directly impact our relationship. So I let it slide. Okay, you're lucky today. That day, however, a very intelligent chap decided it would be a good idea to assemble the entire band of 20 plus people around us and start chanting. This had very little effect on me, but Second was obviously stressed out. I was half expecting her to collapse to the floor and start crying. I quietly told her to try and ignore everyone as they would soon leave, to which she agreed. The tournament had continued on for 15 minutes. As she is rather good and most people simply got bored and left, as expected, the 4 people that did not got a very detailed explanation on why Second should not be messed with. And then you can rest assured that they brought not trouble for us to this day. What did you do? Would you threaten them? I can't be the only one kind of freaked out about this, right? Why would you openly go online to say these things? And it's so detailed, it's hard to believe. This interaction of sorts further reinforced her belief that people seek out to harm her, and that I'm the only one that could be trusted. Sweet, I scored a point! What followed later, lasting for the entire first week of March, was Second's mental breakdown, where she was trying to convince me and herself that she was not good enough and did not deserve me. She was pressuring me to delete pictures of her because I quote, she was a horrible human being, and I would get much more out of my efforts if I turned my attention to someone cuter and more popular. I made it very clear that it's not the case and reaffirmed my love for her. I explained to her how she was the only one that I could ever possibly love, and how I would, oh my god, wow. Basically, they're saying they would do anything for her. She seemed to calm down after that, but she made me promise not to tell her about any pictures that I might have of her, as she will worry that she does not look cute enough in those pictures. So she was like self-conscious. Okay. As I was taking care of the scandal, I like how they refer to it as a scandal, I met a very particular individual online that will most likely prefer to stay anonymous. They made me rethink the morality of my manipulation of Second, urging me to let her do her own thing. There was one tiny problem though, that being the fact that Second did not want to do her own thing. Apparently the manipulation worked fantastic. She just wanted to be with me. I had given her several opportunities to make friends and communicate with others, but she rejected those opportunities outright. So it's put it short, they basically kind of live happily ever after. The sad part about the story though, is that they're going to be moving away and going to different schools next year, but they're gonna get married. I'm glad that like no one has gotten hurt, right? I think that's the important part, but it's just scary that people actually think like this. Like, no one should be manipulating anybody. Like, that's so freaky. My promise to my children, as long as I live, I am your parent first, your friend second. I will stalk you, flip out on you, lecture you, drive you insane, be your worst nightmare, and hunt you down like a bloodhound when needed, because I love you. When you understand that, I will know you are a responsible adult. You will never find someone who loves, prays, cares, and worries about you more than I do. If you don't hate me once in your life, I am not doing my job properly. Repost if you're a parent and agree. I'm a yandere parent. Like, that is not what a parent should be. Like, maybe some of those things, but you don't stalk your children like that. I am like genuinely curious whether people are actually serious about this or not. I don't know. I mean, what do you think down below? I know a lot of you guys actually left comments on my last video I made like almost a year ago. Nevbeck says yanderes do exist, but they're very unnoticeable usually. They're not the same as they're perceived in animes or Japanese culture, usually silently pursuing their targets. Most commonly, this world's yanderes become yanderes after they face an experience which they have been abandoned. This causes them to become clingy or obsessive. Like, I get that. There's some crazy girls out there, and okay, not just girls, but guys too, where people become extremely obsessed, right? And they get jealous. I get that. Is that it? Like, sorry, wow. Is that it? But I feel like if you're gonna claim you're yandere, that's even like, it's still not good. Even if like those traits are not good things to have. I guess it would only work out if you got together with another yandere girl or a guy. Like, basically, you need 2 crazy people to be together. I still think people are playing too much Yandere Simulator for their own good. Better put, they took it way too seriously. My god. Why can't you just have a normal relationship, alright? There's something called respect, alright? And space. And actual unconditional love that is natural and that actually means something. How about that, yanderes out there? I don't know. I basically wanted to make this video because I'm kind of amused the fact that there's actually a group out there. They're like, hey, you know, I'm actually a yandere girl or a yandere guy. It's something odd. I mean, it's something very odd to me, but I mean, you do you. Just don't hurt anybody. But if you guys like this video, please buy my Yandere program, okay, within a little as 2 weeks. See, this one's even better than the other program. My kit comes with a chain and it comes with a lockpick as well. And if you order now, I'll throw in the schoolgirl outfit just for you, all right? But you gotta hurry fast. You gotta subscribe.